Welcome back to Divinity Original Sin 2 Honor Mode Plus run, where we have twice the amount of enemies but only 1/4 of the XP, plus we can only save once. We are going to level up our characters and afterwards we are going to fight the end boss here. Nice little almost 50 strength, and as you can see we hit like a truck. It's 800 per hit and that is really good. We wanted to go with Wolf here, fair enough, and we were now starting to skill up two-handed weapon. The rest looks fine. So we're at 810. That's pretty decent. Going to continue the tank build here. Going to continue the route of leadership. At the moment we do have plus 24 to all resistances and plus 18% to dodging, which if you just look at them, I mean that's a pretty nice chance. We dodge almost every 5th attack, but even more important, our resistances are going to increase over time to a very high degree. We continue with damage on lows, on Sibyl rather, and we wanted to maximize the Huntsman. With those, we are going to effectively focus on intelligence for a long time, because we also need to up her damage. We are still trying to get more points into Huntsman. Pyro was fine from the gear, Hydro was maxed, and we wanted to increase the potential damage when standing in elevated positions. The next fight will not have any elevated positions, but it will be interesting. So the next fight is against the leader of this whole sawmill. I think his name was Wolf or something, or he had two wolves, one being called Lord and one Lady. So yeah, pretty charismatic guy. Speaking about which, it looks like this time the guy is up for a couple more wolves, so we might even have ourselves our first challenge. We're being pretty much cornered here, so right away what I'm thinking is whether or not we want to kind of barricade that area and start teleporting them into here. Might be a good idea. But before we do that, defense first. That's really the important part in this game. Everyone has their combat buffs. I'm toying with the idea of Venomous Aura. So yeah, let's just buff ourselves. Very solid start there. That's his damage. These are his damage dealers. Now, Lowe's will have so many hits. She desires to go through with it. This here would be a fantastic angle. I'm actually considering it. In order to maximize the damage here, how about we blood sacrifice, and then we're just going with a maximum spray. This here would reduce the damage, but it would probably kill one of them. Let's go with that. Torture. So that's 2 extra AP. which we can use, which we can take into good use. We're going to knock this guy down because, yeah, when he's knocked down, he cannot do anything, right? And we're dealing as much damage as possible. Oh, they put him back up with first aid. I like it. So let's, by the way, take one of our new spells. To use that in quite a while. Living Wall is actually one of my favorite spells, specifically if you want to block off melees, right? And we are getting this Blood Incarnate going. It's going to be buffed up next turn. For now it's fine. I really just want to get rid of the physical armor. That way we can throw him to the ground. He resisted knockdown. Really? Well, there is no such thing as resisting our knockdown. Should have told him. So yeah, now we're just taking the pain. I was thinking about going into the bubble, but we are so strong on armor. I honestly do not see how we take enough damage here. We're going to delay, because this is going to be a nice little whirlwind. So, Los is in the middle of everyone. I want to try something. Something that I was preparing for a while, but I haven't done yet. So, let's do this whole chain. So, we're making everyone wet. Afterwards, we're global cooling everyone. Which is just literally, almost single-handedly ended the encounter. And it's a nice little icebreaker. Everyone took damage. Then it's contamination, which means water begins to poison again. And the next one, by the way, is ignition, which means everything blows up and we're standing in fire. So if you're hasted, or if you already have water before you start, that's a very, very solid 5-man, 4 action point kill for everything. So we're buffing up the Incarnate Champion. Only thing that is a little bit suboptimal is we are lacking magical armor now, which we need to get. But I mean, look at that. Bam, bam, bam. We killed all of them. I think the boss even died. Yeah. He's just dead. Priceless. Good. In order to get our magical armor up again, let's do a little bit of soothing cold. We damage them. The living wall, by the way, is almost gone. And since we're now standing in fire, for me it was a nice little transition, because you begin your second turn then directly standing in fire. You're effectively just continuing to go mad on them. Not much that their melee characters can do. I feel almost bad for them. No, not really. They deserved it. So moving inside of Healing Tears, that Syken currently is running, just produces this massive healing buff, 550 vitality per turn. Takes multiple turns in a row, so we would be fine even, regardless of all of the damage. So yeah, let's move away. Yeah, that was way easier than expected. A couple of nice combos that I could use for the first time. I personally like the one with the 1-dot abilities, all point blank AoE, starting with global cooling, then icebreaker, contamination, and ignition, and ultimately then afterwards you're standing in fire, so from there on you can go absolute ham on your fire skills. I think I'm going to use that again, but probably not while standing in 4 team members, so it might not have been the best idea.
The contract seems to predate Alexander.
Too bad we did not have a conversation with him. Because he has some interesting dialogues. I did the dialogues on my tactician playthrough, and he's really a badass. We only get to see him now when he's a ghost, and he's not a very admirable ghost. Let's put it that way. There he is.
The spirit's chest, it falls to its knee.
You, I'll destroy you.
And just out of good measure.
He's gone. I guess I hit the next play. You make the bad man.
The child.
A couple of the children that he obviously has killed.
If I could give you, I love you.
So Seville has a couple of updates here.
The image.
We basically look into the mirror and find out that there's, yeah,
No
a dark,
what you saw.
a dark entity which is watching us apparently.
Hold on, the nameless art.
And this here, by the way, is Sahelia, the elven woman that we wanted to save. Right, so got all of the body parts which we're going to eat, and this is Sahelia.
You
They take. Do we return now? To yes, yes.
Oh, and by the way, before I forget it, it was now the second time of him not having Soothing Cold, which I don't like at all. So we're going to have Soothing Cold again. Good old extra magical armor. So normally when you leave that whole area, and if you haven't killed all of them before, it turns into a really nasty shit show, because everyone will hunt your guts. And since we killed them before they could even do something, this is not going to be problematic at all. So let's deliver her back. Still got 2 quests, but we can do them like right afterwards. For now we can deliver Sahala back and finish the Elven quest, which leads to the whole storyline of basically Sibyl, who apparently is like the scion, the master scion of the Elven, and she's supposed to take the form of this huge tree in the future.
My baby, my girl, there you are.
Mother.
Some more
On it
dialogue
was.
here.
We have time. I long await.
Then she pulls her.
My child. These names. Of course. You are the. You're all because.
She reaches.
Now she finds out that she's the scion. It's really a long dialogue. I'm going to shortcut that. And apparently the head scion
Thank you.
is not only the spiritual leader of the elves, but she's also going to like inert her soul into the kind of master tree. So yeah.
Dearest friend, the one you give. Thank you for use. I know what you need.
She crouches down.
And I will link you.
She leans to.
A space in hold. I hold. Close your eye. Inhale and inhale and inhale. There is little. But I give. Take the we. But I do.
Good. We get level 9 rewards. I would say that's a little bit ambitious. At level 9, probably wouldn't have been able to kill all of them. Yeah, most likely not.
They tried to hide you in the. You are a young elf. You are asleep.
Take heart, my friend. You are not dead.
You are running. Something catches. That's the sire.
Good. So we progressed her individual quest, and we did the Sawcam. We're going to turn in the last quests real quick, but we'll do that in the next video.